Welcome to our meeting, September 6th, 2016. As is customary, we will offer some time for comments from the public if anyone would like to address the board. Okay, moving on. Looking at the minutes.
That's a good time? Okay. Sorry, I do have. That's why I'm here. I'm sorry. I didn't know at what point this came in.
Mr. Bellotti, please.
Hi, my name's Tom Berlotti. I'm building a restaurant just down the street next to Stewart. And I'm here tonight. I kind of intercepted Clifford, so he thought it would have been a good idea to come over here. And I just wanted to address one of the issues that I have right now with that, with the property. I'm in the process of trying to look ahead to see what could be done with certain things. As you know, I did the roof back in April, so the roof is done, but there's a steeple there, and it's kind of flat. My intention is to purchase a cupola. Now, the cupola will be about, it's going to stand about 5 or 6 feet taller than what the steeple is. And it's going to be glass. It's going to be glass around it. So it'll be squared off 36 inches, 6 feet tall with the glass. Part of it's going to be a glass enclosure. The problem that I'm having is right now, part of it will also be illuminated. It's going to be a beautiful cupola. It's going to actually serve two purposes. One purpose is certainly it's going to beautify that structure. But also, when it's illuminated at dusk, the intention is to bring in some seaplanes. And at one point, I was kind of hoping to have some kind of beacon attached to it so that it can align a lot of the seaplanes coming in eventually with the property in the front, which eventually is going to be developed for boats and seaplanes, docking for boats and seaplanes. So it's my understanding that any kind of lighting right now is against the code. So I guess the reason I'm here is perhaps the village board can discuss that. I can provide you with a photograph of what the cupola is going to be going to look like, and maybe you could take it from there, because I don't want to spend $2,500 to $3,000 for a cupola if I can't illuminate it. If I cannot illuminate it, well then, I'll probably still get one, but a different type or something which won't, be as high, won't be as, But as I said, there's also alternative, means for putting that up there, and one is eventually to have a beacon which will attract the seaplanes.
Okay, Mr. Bellotti. Generally, we don't even comment on the comments, but I just want to refer you to the proper place. The
Okay.
village board is not the proper place to seek a variance on that zoning issue. It would be the zoning board of appeals. You would go to our code enforcement officer. He would tell you, here's what the regulations are.
Right.
You would then appeal that ruling. If he said no, we don't have any bearing, we can't affect his decision, he just interprets the codes. You can appeal that ruling through the zoning board of appeals. You go to them with your plans,
Right.
say this is what this is. You might seek, as people often have, support from neighboring properties, to saying this would not bother us, or show how it doesn't change this nature or scope of the neighborhood. Those are all zoning issues that we don't and are not permitted to deal with, but that is the venue that you need to go to. So if you start with our code enforcement officer, he will review your plans, give you a ruling, and if that ruling doesn't suit if you don't like the ruling, you think you need a different one, you have to present that to the zoning board of appeals and ask for a variance.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
All right. I'll talk to Clifford about it. I don't quite understand it, but.
Well, we're just the village board does not make decisions
Okay.
about the
Right.
zoning code. We
Okay.
just we're prohibited by law in doing so.
So is this like when I presented the plan for the,
Yes.
for the restaurant? Is that something
Right,
similar?
and we'll talk about that at the end.
Okay,
I'll talk to you at the end.
okay, very good. Thank
You
you.
have your source. Any other comments? All right, thank you. If we could move to looking at the minutes from the previous meeting of August 15th and the special meeting of August 17th, you should have those in front of you. And I believe I could ask for a motion to approve. Can we do those together? Or
Sure.
Yeah, we'll do those together. A motion to approve the minutes from the August 15th meeting and the August 17th meeting.
Make that motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that motion is carried. Thank you. Moving on, the next item are the bills. You should have all received those in your mailboxes earlier. Are there any discussion on, well, first I'll ask for a motion to approve the bills.
I'll make a motion, we approve the bills.
In a second,
Second.
discussion?
Any additions? Any
Pardon?
additions or deletions?
Are there any additions or deletions? Thank you, sir. Are there any questions or further discussion on the bills? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Thank you. I believe we have some correspondence from our village clerk.
We do. It's a letter dated September 1st, 2016, to the mayor and board of the village of Rouses Point. As I had informed the administrator verbally on 29th of August, I will be resigning my position as temp water plant operator in training as of the 10th of September 2016. I would also like to thank the village for the opportunity produced here. Gregory L. McCallum.
Motion accepted with regrets.
Second?
Discussion? I think Mr. McCollum really dove into this job. He did a very good job when he was there, and we wish him well. All those in favor of accepting resignation?
Aye.
Opposed? Resignation's accepted. I now need a motion to advertise for this vacant position, which is water plant, or labor in training, I think it's called. I know it's called that. So that would be we'll be advertising for the same position that Mr. McCollum has resigned from. So I need a motion to advertise for that position.
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Do we have to backfill this position?
At this point, we do.
We do.
That's what I'm told is that in order for the 24-hour operation of the plant,
Yeah.
until such time as, but hopefully we can achieve some form of automation, which hopefully isn't in the too distant future, we have to do that.
We can't have like a backup person from the sewer plant? With a water license?
Then we would then be perhaps shorting that sewer plant. I haven't had discussions with the department heads at the sewer plant. I think the board is always open to any cost-saving measure. If that's something that can be worked out, we can always amend this. You know that we're having, as far as the water plant goes, we've got a little task force that's being established, which you're a member. Our Department of Public Works Supervisor is a member.
Yep.
Trustee Moore is a member, and you guys, that could be part of your discussions. And the administrator and I can talk to sewer and see what kind of a schedule, if possible, could be worked out. But I think we'd be remiss if we didn't at least advertise this and have this position ready to be filled, so we don't come up short and aren't able to staff. We have to staff, we don't have any options legally. We have to staff at 24 hours now by the health
The
department.
thing with that, Betty, is he's gotta get all his contact hours in before Ernie retires. So if you take him 2 days a week, say over there, he's not getting all his contact hours in.
Right.
Before you can take the test before.
I wasn't aware of that either.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I think.
It's a good idea.
I think these are all productive ideas that we need to look at and, you know, look for things in the future. I think we'll have some more ideas of why we need to at the next meeting.
I had asked Donna if she would look at anything that said that we were required to have that position or have that much coverage, and she couldn't find anything in writing, but.
Well, we have to staff it 24 hours. So if you just put the numbers together,
Yeah.
with 2 days off a week, it just works out that you have to have that.
That many people?
You know,
I mean, that number of people?
yeah. It's not like saying, you know, you have to have this position. What it's saying is it has to be staffed this, you know, 24 hours a day. So, and this is labor and training, which is the most economical position that we have at the present time. Okay, further discussion?
Is this in-house, or
I'll have to, well,
are we gonna authorize it for?
You gotta go in-house first, doesn't it?
Goes in-house first for how long?
5 days.
3 days, I think, was it? Yes, we can do it 3 days. and then-
3 days
3
in-house,
days in-house, and then we go out to the paper.
and then it goes out to paper after that.
So you can amend the motion,
Amend the motion that you can publish it in the press report after 3 days if nobody signs up.
Right, okay, so the motion is to advertise, let's make it more specific, advertise internally for 3 days and subsequently advertise it in the newspaper as we do any other position. So, any further discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor? Opposed? Okay, that motion's carried. All right, first item on our agenda, update on Lincoln Boulevard. You remember, our last meeting, really a long time ago because of the thing, there was some discussion about the ownership of Lincoln Boulevard. Subsequently, I was able to locate information related to the regular session of the State of New York Senate, May 13th, 2013. And there was an Act 926P which established the Champlain Industrial Development Agency. Subsequently, on May 13th, there was another act where Section 926P was repealed, so that eliminated the Champlain Industrial Development Agency. It then says, notwithstanding any provision of law to the contrary, all rights, titles, interests, obligations, liabilities, and records in the town of Champlain Industrial Development Agency, which is terminated pursuant to Section 1 of this act, shall be transferred to, vested in, and possessed by the town of Champlain in the county of Clinton. This act shall take effect immediately. There's many other documents that went with this. I forwarded this to Supervisor Barcombe, and today we heard from them. And they say the town of Champlain does in fact own Lincoln Boulevard. And their attorney is looking into other possibilities. The town, I want to use the right term, road superintendent, what is Mr. Racine's title?
Highway superintendent.
Highway superintendent went down and looked at the road today and is looking, determining if it needs further maintenance, but that's where we stand right now. So Lincoln Boulevard is owned by the town of Champlain. So what they do with it is up to them, and you guys have already determined that you didn't want to accept that, and you suggested turning it back over to the original owners, but at the present time, that's out of our hands. But certainly if Supervisor Barcombe contacts me or our administrator with something their attorney comes up with that, you know, may be beneficial to both of us, we'll certainly look into it. That's all the information I have. I believe I got most of that set out to you guys at an earlier date. If you need copies of this Senate Act and all the rest of it, I can provide them to you. Any other questions? Okay. Our next item is an EMS update. The EMS update is referring to our committee who's been looking into what we're doing with our extreme shortage of EMTs and not being able to staff our ambulance adequately. So I'm gonna turn that over to Trustee Moore to just give us a update on where we're at.
Okay, two things. Starting tomorrow night, it'll be from Sunday night, but starting tomorrow, next week, it'll start from Sunday night till Friday morning. Champlain EMS is automatic mutual aid to Rouses Point, 9:30 at night till 7:30 in the morning. Because we got 2 EMTs going on vacation a whole month, 1 leaving, so that leaves 1 person to cover. At no charge, they're gonna try it for a month and see what happens. Then I talked to Corey, and what he would like to do, starting January 1st, sign a contract with us, anybody can get out within 30 days, Sunday night till Friday afternoon, 24 hours a day, they'll respond for us. For a price of about $75,000, he said, which to me is a good price for what everybody else pays, like more so than that. And our taxes will be roughly going up about 59 cents a thousand, in the ballpark of that. So there's nothing set in stone, we gotta have an answer by the end of the month, what we're doing, because they're doing their budget, so.
The 75,000 per year.
Correct. Yes. And they would not need any money till June 1st, because our budget's already done.
For us to hire 2 EMTs or 2 Tech 600s or whatever, it's gonna be about 90,000.
Yeah, and then we would also, we'd have to have more than 2 to do 24
Right.
hours. So it's not feasible,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Is that
right.
what you guys came up with?
Right.
Yes.
The 59 cents a thousand, I believe will, now I'm gonna ask the treasurer to confirm this. If we put this line item as a tax in order to ensure that Rouses Point has EMS coverage, it will put us above the 2% tax limit, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we will at that point have to have a resolution by the board to do that.
Which can be done.
By resolution, it can be done. This isn't a luxury. I think you all agree that this is an absolute life and death necessity. You cannot have a village without ambulance service. It can't be done. So, at this point, I would like to ask for a motion to authorize Trustee Moore, Trustee Arnold, and Chief LeBlanc to enter into formal negotiations with the Champlain Moore's EMS to get a firm contract price. To get the price, they're not authorized, we're not asking for their authorization to sign it, because it will have to be reviewed by our attorney, but just, I would like a motion to authorize them to begin negotiations to move this thing forward.
Make a motion.
Do I have a second for that?
I'll second it.
Okay, further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, so, you 3 guys are authorized to start negotiation with them, and come up with
A firm price.
a firm price and a contract that our legal team
Yep.
can look at. And then from there, we'll have an exact figure that our treasurer can determine what the price increase will be per thousand. It depends on our assessed valuation too, if it goes up or down, right, in the town, depending upon where we are, so, it's probably not gonna vary that much, but it's, you can,
It's gotta be done.
yeah, it has to be done. All right, thank you guys for your work so far, and appreciate you continuing, to pursue this for us and for the people. All right, the next issue, the next item, if you will, is we do an annual review of the electronic LED message signboard usage policy. That's the sign that's out front here at the Civic Center. just briefly looking at it, you should all have a copy. Allowed organizations must be located within the village of Rouses Point, and they're limited to the village of Rouses Point government, schools, churches, and not-for-profit organizations. Those are the ones that are certified as not-for-profit organizations. Those type of announcements, community events, fundraisers, meetings, school cancellations, emergencies. Duration of announcements for community events, 14 days, fundraisers, 14 days, meetings, 7 days. The following restrictions are there. Village reserves the right to remove all approved announcements in the event of an emergency. Political, sexual, or religious messages and photographs will not be allowed. The village has the right to refuse to put any message or photographs on a municipal electronic LED sign message board. Requests shall not conflict with village use of the municipal electronic LED sign message board. And you can apply, or organizations can apply to use that in writing. Fill out, there is a request form available at the village office and also on the village website. So I would ask for a motion to approve this without further changes during this, the annual review of it.
Make a motion to accept it.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Further discussion?
Yes.
Okay?
This was originally purchased by or for the stage committee.
It was.
Is there, I just, I was kind of sleeping as you were reading this, but is it in here that if somebody applies for a time that they're gonna be having a function,
Community event, it goes on.
it goes on there before private or nonprofit?
Can't, a private can, not-profit can, but private can't.
Just as long as they get.
There's enough room on that, enough time on that board for multiple announcements.
Four people, or
Four different.
four different events can go on there at a time.
If you're walking, if you're driving down the street.
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's impossible
it's
to read.
impossible to read, right, yeah. Yeah, because some last for 40 seconds, and some last for 12 seconds. I don't know how they determine that, but they do. I know also Mary Rascal asked me if we could ask the village or the stage or whoever, if the railroad could be put on there more often than usual. Because she says, now that she sees it on there, I guess it's on there once in a while, I guess, if she could have it on a little bit more, because more people are seeing it, and they're going up to the railroad station.
Well,
It's helping out quite a bit.
yeah, I think it's that would come under, I mean, maybe under community events. So it could be for 14 days at a time,
Yeah.
or it could be, I don't think.
Yeah, because they're only open for a couple months of the summer and stuff like that, and.
It seems to fall in line with this,
Mhm.
with the policy, so it
Yeah.
just simply needs to fill out that request form, which you see is on the back of it.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
you know, put the timeframes that she would like, you know, if she wanted for 7 days, off for 7 days, on for 7 days, that would take care of
Right.
the month.
Okay.
I see the village clerk looking at me like, is
No.
that all right with you? Okay. Sure. Okay.
You're fine.
This comment really has nothing to do with the motion,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna put it out there anyway. I talked to Steve Merchant one time last winter, and he felt the same way I did. The sign is just too small. You know, originally, they thought it would be large enough, but I think they should go forward with a variance application and try to get a larger sign. I donated a fair amount of money to that, and I would do the same thing again, thinking that a larger sign would be easier to read and you could put more things on it. But anyway, just.
I know the one in Morrisonville is good size. It's gotta be 4 by 8 anyhow.
Something a little bigger.
Yeah, in front of their fire station, right in downtown Morrisonville. And it's a beautiful sign, I'll tell you, yeah.
That's-
I mean, you can see it a long, long ways away.
You know, that certainly is something, you know, it's germane to this and that, there's items, but I think it should be, they would have to have another fundraiser. So we'd have to, you know, have them bring that up at a meeting, and I don't think anybody in the village would and the village board here would object to it, I think we'd have to make sure, check with the zoning law, see if a variance were needed for it. And if we could obtain one and make sure we had everything done, you know, so I think it's a good idea, maybe mention that to Mr. Merchant when you, next time you talk to him. Our original motion is to approve this board use policy.
I've got one question for us.
Sure.
Though it's not, doesn't say it here, does this cover banners? Like a banner? Like the sign out here advertising for,
No, this is only,
signs?
this is only the
Electronic sign.
the
Just this one?
LEDs, only the LED sign. There's a whole section, if you look in the zoning code, a whole section on that. Signs versus banners versus this versus that. There's
Okay.
a whole section of it on there. Yeah, but this is only about the electronic board,
All right,
okay?
thank you.
All right, so we have a motion and a second, and the discussions are done. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that's taken care of. And finally, we had one additional item, and that was added, if I can find it. And this was the IOB water, which is in our backyard. It has to do with our fitness trail progress. I think all of you know that paving was finished on the 6th of September. And next step is to even off the edges, spread dirt on surrounding areas. We've got, I believe we have trustee Arnold spearheading a volunteer effort. And
Yes.
I know there's several people that have come to me and said, whenever you want to do it, I'll be willing to help too. So I don't know if you want to be the point of contact, or you just want to let us know what it is and people will show up.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best thing to do, because I don't know a lot of the people that talk to you, but I got about 5 right now myself.
I think we probably got 6 or 7 more. So, you know, I mean, rakes, shovels, tempers,
Yeah,
and wheelbarrows.
Yeah.
You know, and, you're gonna be operating the skid steer. You're authorized to do that, covered by insurance. If you tip it over, it's your fault. No,
whatever.
but you're authorized. Okay, so we're gonna be doing that. We have already obtained 4 benches from Eastern Adirondack Healthcare Network at no cost. We're waiting installation on cement pads, which are gonna be installed on the trail. We're hoping for a grand opening celebration early October. Now, they're starting this in our backyard crowdfunding campaign. They're seeking $5,000 in donation for outdoor fitness equipment, signage, and landscaping placed along the trail. Any donations made will be matched by the New York State Health Foundation, up to $5,000. So if you make a donation for $50, your donation becomes $100. At the present time, we have $550 donated, so we have $1,100 in donations. And the businesses, they'll be approached next week. These are just individuals going around and talking to people, trying to get some more money. And if you have any questions, contact our recreation leader, Jan Letourneau, 297-6921.
Okay, also, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the 24th, Saturday morning, early Saturday morning.
The dedication?
No,
Oh,
the dirt, spread the dirt.
All right, good. So September 24th at 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, yeah.
9:24, 16, 8 a.m. And people should bring
Rake,
shovel, rake?
shovel and rake, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, again,
At least a rake anyhow, too many shovels, ain't gonna shovel too much, but
Yeah,
mostly heavy duty rakes,
Got it.
not a plastic rake.
garden rakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, with that, that's all I have. I will let you all know that at the end of the meeting, we'll have a motion to go into executive session for matters leading to a particular person's employment, or person's employment. Right now, trustee Moore, do you have anything else?
I have none.
Okay, trustee Mott,
I have nothing.
trustee Arnold,
I have nothing.
and trustee Dart.
Nothing here?
Okay, so, are there any further comments that the public would like to make at this point? And again, if comments are made, again, we're not gonna have a conversation with you, but I will be here. I'll stay after meeting to answer any questions and have a one-on-one. Two of us can speak to you at one time, three of us can't get together because then we have a forum, but comments are so that we can hear and discuss them at the next meeting, but we certainly can give you some answers if we come up after that. So I would need a motion to enter into executive session. Hmm? Yes, nobody has comments from the public, very good, yeah. One more comment. So, motion to enter executive session by trustee Moore, a second by trustee Mott. Discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll be going into executive session, we're
Wait a
adjourned.
minute, do they have anything to say, Donna or anything, or Jane? Or, I mean,
I'm glad you did that before I hit this.
I think that's what Junior was implying.
or Sandy?
I have nothing.
I just wanted to remind everyone that we have the Extreme Combat Mixed Martial Arts Show Saturday night at 7 p.m.
Okay,
Thank you.
will you be wrestling that night?
No, I will not.
You
I'll be
won't.
officiating.
If you hold up the sign, tell you what round it is.
You're gonna be doing that, Mr. Treasurer? Oh, okay. Do you have any comments, sir?
I just want to report that the utilities bills went out today in the new format. What I mean by the new format is the back of the bill is permanently printed now, and the bills are perforated this month.
Okay, good.
That's all I have.
Can you tell us about progress on Upper Chapman and Prospect Street?
Yes, sir. First thing, you'll notice that we're doing some sidewalk repairs. There's some trip hazards that have been brought to our attention that we have to repair them. I like to get the cement done before we start dumping salt on them because of the winter. So.
Is that all through the village or? in a
No,
particular-
there's like 260 Lake. I had a complaint from them up there, and there's one on Washington Avenue, and there's a section on Pearl Street that we're gonna pour tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
So on, then we're waiting for the county, to come do our blacktopping. Their foreman's been calling me, but he's not sure when they're gonna be coming. So when they come, they'll give me like 2 days' notice. Well, we have to go out and grind all the rebates. We've been doing the manhole repairs, which you'll see the guys out doing different things. That is because of the blacktopping that's gonna happen. The water line on Smith Street is pretty much, the main trunk line is installed. We have to do the cutovers for the extension to Upper Smith Street that, to tie the old 4-inch back in. We have to go back through and do all the laterals. What we're trying to do is get the land to settle so we can get all the restoration back of the blacktop of the people's driveways. Same with on Chapman Street. On Chapman Street, we're planning to have the electric conduit done by the end of this week so we can get the wires pulled in, and we know that the wires we're in, we can blacktop over the driveways and do the road cuts. And then we'll do the terminations and we can start taking stuff down, cutting it over.
Been busy.
Yeah, it's, we got a lot to do before snow flies here.
I appreciate it.
I think the electric crew is doing it, heck of a job. Really good.
Mr. Sterling?
Yeah, Brian, I just got a question for you on for the cable lines and stuff. What's the status on that for State Street?
Oh, well, we'll get to that after. Okay, we're now gonna go into adjournment. Thank you.
Yes, sir.